my search bar. Welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of the Banlist review. I have with me the legend who single-handedly got Red Medicine removed from the ban list. 547.
Hello.
The best meme.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Anyway, I'm just again letting a couple of minutes, 2 minutes pass, so people can actually join the stream.
Okay. Like, now I'm imagining that butterfly meme. Like.
You just see Red Medicine and Firespark. Is this
Yeah,
OP?
yeah. Should this be banned? That kind of shit. Yeah.
It does gain you 500 life points for no cost.
Yeah.
Hold on, you know what? We're going to start with the joke search here. Firespark, I got a card. It's so super old. I think I already showed you this one, Soul of the Pure.
I think you did, yeah.
Which is, it's so powerful. It's actually banned by law. It increases your life points by 800 points.
Oh no! That's one of the most powerful cards from all of Duel Monsters. Why, Mom?
I swear, if you ever go to like a meta tournament, you're gonna be like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. How are all these cards even allowed?
How do they even do this? What game am I playing? Red Medicine?
Yeah. I mean, I'm only in my first turn, and I'm in the first turn, and I'm starting, and they already banned my entire deck. Like, how?
Well, luckily for you, that's not possible, but if you're going second, it's very possible that you can't play the game. At least that was for a while. I believe that deck currently has too many cards banned to be viable, but there was a deck that could literally output 5 negating cards onto the field in one turn.
Lol.
Yeah, that's just how she goes. Anyway, 2 minutes have passed, so let's get started on the first card. Brilliant Fusion. When this card is activated, fusion summon 1 Gem Knight Fusion monster from your extract using monsters from your deck as fusion material, but changes the attack/defense to 0. If this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. Once per turn, discard 1 spell card. The monster special summoned by this card's effect gains attack and defense equal to its original attack and defense until the end of your opponent's turn. You can only activate 1 Brilliant Fusion per turn.
Okay, I think I see why this is banned.
Okay, Firespark, fire, because I know the reason.
Okay, first of all, using deck monsters as fusion material is already very strong.
Yeah, that is definitely part of it.
Also, the way I read this, you could in theory infinitely make it gain attack. Because it's like once per turn you can discard 1 spell.
Yeah, but
and then
that's once per turn.
And then pretty much double the attack, or at least
no, because once per turn
1 original attack.
Only during your own turn. So, and at the end of your opponent's turn, it wears off. And its attack and defense is changed to 0.
Oh yeah, until the end of your opponent's turn. Yeah, okay. Okay, so that's not true. Okay.
No. Shall I inform you?
Yes, do it.
It has to do with another card. Looking it up right here because I don't know the name from the top of my head, but I'd recognize it if I see it. It's, I believe, it's on the third.
Let me just close my door.
Okay, hold on. I'll wait for Firespark to be back. Okay.
What?
Okay, I found the card. Gem Knight, Seraphinite. This is the problem monster. Must first be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials. During your main phase, you can normal or set 1 monster in addition to your normal summon or set. It only requires a Gem Knight and Light monster. So, what was happening was people ran Brilliant Fusion at free, ran 1 Gem Knight, and kept using it to mill their Light monster, get an extra normal summon, and get a monster on the field.
Hmm.
And then they could just link away Seraphonite for whatever they wanted. It wasn't even Gem Knights that did this card in. You'd expect it to be Gem Knight because it's a Gem Knight card. No, it was everything else.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it
So
actually
should it...
it actually inspired a popular Yu-Gi-Oh term, which is the Garnet, which is a monster, or at least a card that you want to have in your deck, but not in your hand.
Okay, so do you think it should stay banned, or can it also just be limited?
Limited would be like the maximum it can be let go, because at free, it becomes an easy mill for any light
Yeah.
monster. And, well, that is one of the bigger attributes. You get a lot of cards in there you don't want in there.
Okay.
So yeah, it should probably just stay banned. Because even at 1 it
Okay.
was wrecking. We're at the next one.
Next part.
Butterfly.
Dagger Elma.
Oh, you're reading this one? Okay.
Yes. Let's do it. Let's do it in turns.
Yeah, sure. Good. Go ahead.
The equipped monster gains 300 attack. When this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard while equipped, you can return this card to the hand.
Now, of course, we see an immediate problem. It gains 300 attack without cost. What the fuck? Like that's almost that deals almost enough extra damage to erase a red medicine. Okay, now of course the problem effect is the second part. That whenever it's
you can return this card to the hand.
Yeah. So this formed
So
a 3-card combo with Gearfried the Iron Knight and a Royal Magic Library. So just to cover the effects that this combo entailed. Royal Magic Library gains 1 spell counter for every spell card that's activated. Remove 3, draw 1 card. Then you have Gearfried the Iron Knight. Every card that's equipped to it gets destroyed automatically.
So you can keep equipping it.
So if
you
you equip
can keep
Elma to
making
Gearfried, it blows up, goes back to your hand, and you equip it again.
Yeah, that's what I said. So you can keep equipping it, so you can keep getting counters, because the spell cards keep getting activated, which means you can keep drawing, which means you can get like a massive.
You can
advantage.
Exodia, OTK, FTK.
Yeah.
Easy.
That's yeah.
So, and that
okay.
And that is how it used to be. And there even used to be variations of this combo. If it were to get unbanned right now, it'd be even more ridiculous.
Okay.
Because there are better cards that use spell counters now.
Well, it's your turn to read. Card of Safe Return.
Card of Safe Return. A continuous spell. When the monster is special summoned from your graveyard, you can draw 1 card. Considering most meta decks special summon from the graveyard at least 2 or 3 times per turn, it is pretty damn obvious why this card needed to be banned.
Yeah.
There's not much to say here. Like I said, 2 or 3 summons, and we've banned and Pot of Greed is banned for just drawing 2. This can easily draw 3.
Change of heart.
Fun fact, in the anime it was draw 3 cards, making it even more broken.
Change of Heart, Bakura's favorite card, right?
Yes, it is
Bakura?
Bakura's
Bakura?
favorite card.
Yay! I remembered correctly.
Now read.
Change of Heart. A normal spell. Target 1 monster your opponent controls and take control of it until the end phase.
Well,
I mean, aren't there a lot of cards that do the exact same thing?
Yes, but usually there's some restriction or some cost to it.
Oh, so this is like this is just like red medicine. It has no cost, so it's OP.
This is an actual good card effect, but with no cost or restriction.
Yeah.
Well, there are like two parts of this effect which can be considered restrictive, which is targeting and until the end phase. Both of which are pretty easy to circumvent. Well, target you can't really circumvent, you just have to pick a monster that can be targeted. And until the end phase, with Link monsters especially, it is the joke. It's a joke that it's still the end phase. Yeah, okay, it's still the end phase, but it's already gone. Fuck you.
Okay. Well.
And yes, there are a lot of other cards that do this kind of effect, but there's always always a cost, or a restriction, or condition. So yeah.
Well, it's your turn to read the next one.
So we should say it. It should stay banned.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it should.
Chicken game.
Okay.
The player with the lowest life points takes no damage. Once per turn, during the main phase, the turn player can pay 1,000 life points to activate one of these effects, draw a card, destroy this card, or your opponent gains 1,000 life points. Neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this effect's activation.
Okay, I think there is not a lot of context needed as to why this is banned and should be banned.
Okay, Firespark, fire away. Why is it banned?
I mean, there's okay. Player with the lowest LP takes no damage. Like, and because it's a field spell, it's like, well, it's continuing on
Yes.
as long as this card is on the field. So that's already kind of broken.
You do realize that this effect, that no damage effect, can be circumvented by paying 1,000 life points and saying, "I destroy this card."
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, but once returned in the main phase, the turn player can play 1,000 LP, then activate one of these. Yeah, destroy this card. Okay, that's to circumvent the first effect indeed. But draw one card. Yeah, well, if the turn player is the one with, like, has like 8,000 LP, he can draw quite a few cards. And your opponent gains 1,000 LP, then you can make sure that you don't take any damage and your opponent does. And neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this effect's activation, so it can't be stopped, which is also pretty harsh.
Yeah, it's mostly about the draw one because
Yeah.
it has no further restrictions. You can easily draw multiple cards with this. Field spells are pretty accessible in general. This card was banned when Terraforming was still at free, so you know you were pretty guaranteed to have a chicken game in your hands. And and cheap or free draw ones, those are also kind of iffy because consistency boosts. That is the main reason. Like you'd see a lot of cards that just say draw a card and do this, like a small restriction, limited to one.
This has no restriction.
The restriction is that you need to have 1,000 life points to pay.
Oh, boo!
You're starting to get it. Life points aren't that important unless you're talking about 500 from Red Medicine. But
yeah, that's like the main card of the entire game.
okay. Anyway, it's time to chill a little bit. We need something cold. Can you read something cold?
Yes, Cold Wave, a normal spell. This card can only be activated at the start of main phase 1. So, until your next turn, you and your opponent cannot play or set any spell or trap cards.
Yeah, locking the opponent out of every spell and trap card in the game. Somehow it wasn't appreciated.
It was. I can understand that it's not appreciated.
What? But come on, this is like totally something I would do. You would appreciate it.
It is something you would do, but it's not something I would appreciate you doing.
Yeah. So this one pretty much speaks for itself. Locking your opponent out. That is the problem, and it's cheap. The only downside is that you're also locked out, but you're the first one to be back in.
Well, I think you can allow this card, but limited or semi-limited at most.
The problem is if usually the player going first already has the advantage. They can play cards before their opponent. But the downside is that you can't attack. This card, if you have it on your first turn, or have some way to access it on your first turn, you can play it, and yeah, there you go. You have the advantage now, even though you're both advantages. You can attack first, and you can play first. Well, your opponent can still technically attack first, but they're not going to get any good monsters out without their spells. Most of the time.
Well, you should read the next card.
Well, I still have to explain why this card should stay banned.
Oh, well, you did.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, locking your opponent out on your first turn really puts the advantage on you way too much. Add in a couple of monsters that can negate monster effects, and your opponent is just crying in the corner.
Like me, every time I battle you.
Fuck, I forgot to press middle mouse button to open your tab. Confiscation, a normal spell card that allows me to pay 1,000 life points, look at my opponent's hand, and discard one card by selecting it. You can tell this card's
Okay,
old.
I think I see what's wrong with this.
Well, tell me.
You can see my entire hand.
Getting information is
And select one card, any card you want, like not randomly.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you the bigger problem. There's no
Yeah.
hard once return clause. If I can get it back in my hand, I can do it again.
Oh shit.
That is the real problem with these kind of cards.
Yeah.
If I play 5 of these, good luck! I paid 5,000 life points, but you don't have a hand.
That is very true, and would be very annoying.
Even though that's the equivalent of like 10 red medicines, that is
but
very
still.
overpowered.
Yeah. So should be banned.
Yeah. Heck, I've once paid 5,000 life points to this. This
Okay.
wasn't another card, just to destroy all cards my opponent played. Arspark is getting tired of my shit.
Yeah. Delinquent Duo, a normal spell. Pay 1,000 life points, and your opponent discards one random card. And if they have any other cards in their hand, discard one more card of their choice.
So, talking about that last one not having a hard once per turn clause,
Yeah.
this one is worse.
Yeah. Yeah, because you discard 2 cards at least per play.
Yep, and so you're only paying 3,000 life points to empty your opponent's hand.
Yeah, it's twice as strong.
Well, it removes the fact that you can choose, which does make it a little weaker. So if you can't loop the card, it's probably better to have confiscation, just because you can choose yourself. But
Free of both.
Free of both. Fuck the game. You know what? Fuck. Bring everything back that discards.
Okay.
Dimension Fusion, a normal spell card. Pay 2,000 life points. Both players special summon as many of their removed from play monsters as possible. For the ones who haven't played the game that long ago, a removed from play got changed to banished at some point.
Yeah. Well, I knew that.
Yeah, but just for someone who hopped in like 2018 and suddenly hearing the word removed from play, what the fuck is that? No, it's banish.
That's banished.
Yeah, it used to be that removed from play was actually hard to access.
Yeah, but now it's really easy.
Yeah, no, it's relatively
easy.
It's still not as easy as the graveyard. I mean, the graveyard, you can call it dead, but it's not dead. Anyway.
But anyway, you have life points. Many. Yeah, that's gonna be. There are a lot of decks that play specifically to banish your monsters. So like,
you can
with this card in such a deck, you can immediately get a lot of good monsters on the field.
Yeah.
Which is probably why it was banned.
Also, special summoning monsters from the banished, it doesn't have the normal summoning restrictions. Like usually you can't, for instance, bring back a synchro from the graveyard if it wasn't synchro summoned. But you can bring it back from the banished, officially.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's an interesting clause in the rules, which I had to look up for one of my decks, but it is actually a thing, I believe, if I remember right. But
well, except if it literally says and can't be special summoned by other ways.
Yeah, but that's a restriction on the card.
Yeah.
But just talking in, you can subvert normal rules like this.
Okay, well, anyway, should stay banned.
Definitely. It's your turn to read.
Giant Trinade. No, I just read, didn't I?
Did you read? No, you read the Liquid Duo. I read Dimension Fuse. That's your turn.
Oh,
Raids, motherfucker!
Okay. Giant Trunade. Normal spell. Return all spell and trap cards on the field to the hand.
It mostly allowed certain spells and traps to be looped if they didn't have a
Oh yeah.
clause. Like, you had, for
Yeah,
instance,
yeah.
this card's also banned, Premature Burial. It didn't say that if it was removed from the field, destroy a special summon monster. It just said if it is destroyed. So cards like this that returned it back to your hand allowed you to reuse it.
Yeah.
And there exist more cards like that, so that's why this is banned. It's just a good combo piece, that's all.
Yeah, okay.
Honestly, I would find it interesting to see this is limited for one format, just to see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
Just to
gonna
see
say
if
the same thing.
those
Like,
cards still matter. Like, yeah, Premature Burial would, but it's banned, but so that's not an issue. But if there are any other noteworthy ones that aren't banned, because I also realized this works on Chicken Game.
your move.
Graceful Charity! Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards. This has similar problems as Pot of Greed, which we talked about last episode, but we should have to cover it again because of how I titled the videos. It's because this one's going to be called...
Also, I keep forgetting, what does Pot of Greed do anyway?
Not sure, but anyway, Graceful Charity is a normal spell. Drawing 3 cards, discarding 2. I don't know if I read that yet, for some reason. I think I did.
You did.
I read it twice now, fuckers. So yeah, drawing 3 cards and discarding 2 makes this
That's
actually
the third time.
well, this time I'm explaining it. It actually makes this a 0 card economy card, because you don't gain more cards in hand or field than you had before. However, being able to get those 3 extra cards and then throwing 2 cards in your graveyard means you can set up your graveyard, refresh your hand, all in a one go.
Yeah, discard 2 cards. Doesn't have to be 2 of the cards you just drew.
Yeah, you can either pick from the cards you drew, or you can pick from your hand already. If you have anything with a graveyard effect, it's going in your graveyard, let's be honest.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
If this card was available during when Sky Striker hit its peak, it would have been ran at free in all Sky Striker decks.
Yeah, okay, but I mean, it shouldn't be unlimited, but I don't think it has to be banned. I mean, you can do this limited.
I think this is another case of Pot of Greed that there's no good reason not to run it. Even if you don't have these obscene graveyard effects, you probably still would want to refresh your hand, and this is...
Yeah, but I mean, there are a lot of cards that are like the generic good cards are all like, why would you not run it? Like,
well, mostly because there's other options, because your opponent's gonna expect it, that kind of reasoning. But this card is a bit different. The fact that every deck has a benefit from this, and it's not something that's getting in the way. It boosts your consistency instead of limit it.
Okay. Oh, good.
I think something's going wrong.
Well, I just... let me just do this real quick.
Well, you better, because you're up next to read.
Okay, let's try do this. Up. Hop. Nailed it. Okay, and done. Scrolling.
Scrolling.
Heavy storm.
Sounds pretty heavy, man.
Okay, heavy storm, normal spell. Destroy all spells and traps on the field.
Yeah.
But that's just basically Dark Hole, but for spells and traps.
Yeah.
So it's not a big deal.
I agree a little bit with you on that one. I'd say maybe put it to 1, especially considering the better version of this card's also at 1 already.
Yeah.
But at the time it got banned, it definitely deserved it because back row was very important in that time.
Yeah,
There
okay,
weren't
but
many ways to fight this kind of thing.
yeah, but now it's like it's just Darkhold, but for spells. So
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to be accessible enough for people to consider running this in masses.
exactly. So just do it limited or something.
Yeah,
Semi-limited.
there's like the few cards that activate when they're destroyed, but I honestly don't think there's enough of those to
Yeah,
warrant this being banned.
exactly. So unban Heavy Storm. Hashtag unban Heavy Storm. Y'all get in the comments and
Let's
write to
all raid Konami's Twitter. I'm moving
yeah,
on to the
or let's
next
all
card.
rate you Konami's Twitter. Hashtag unban Heavy Storm.
Oh, we might see it considering Harvey's Feather Duster got unbanned recently.
You know what? I'm gonna do it.
Okay, you're probably gonna get hit with a million comments that telling you exactly why Heavy Storm is really banned. I don't know the reason, but there's probably something.
Okay. Now you've discouraged me.
Good. Well, I mean, if you still want to, you can see what people say, and this gives you better insight in the game.
I mean, yeah, it might indeed give me some
Anyway,
insight indeed.
before you do that after the stream, okay?
No, I'm just gonna do it right.
Okay, well, I'm gonna read the next card. Kaiser
Do that.
Colosseum! A continuous spell card. If there's one or more monsters on the field of the controller of this card, her opponent cannot place a monster on the field if his/her number of monsters would exceed the number of monsters that are on the field of this card's controller. This card that already The cards that are already faced on the field before this effect activation are unaffected by this effect.
Okay.
So, if you control at least one monster, your opponent cannot summon monsters if they would control more monsters than you do. That is the simple of it.
Okay.
Problem with this is, if I play this on turn 1, I make my big combos and end up with one big boss monster. What is every Synchro and Xyz or Link deck going to do?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it locks out the opponent immediately and very cost effectively.
Okay. Well, anyway, so it's just admin. It's just economy, right? Because that's the one I'm. No.
I don't know.
I mean, it says official account of Konami Digital Entertainment Incorporated.
Yeah, you might want to send it to the official Yu-Gi-Oh page instead, not the company behind it. But
okay, Yu-Gi-Oh. Well, anyway, it's my turn to read, so I'll just read the first one first. Last Will.
Are you going to die?
I mean, apparently, I'm gonna.
It's your last
I'm gonna
will?
write my last will and testament. My last will and testament.
Yeah.
All my inheritance money goes to charity. Screw my next of kin. But anyway, last will, normal spell.
Wait, hold up. Is that what you do with your money? I'm putting mine on a big pile on my funeral and then setting fire to it. Really? You said the big fuck you.
That's even a bigger fuck you because it's not even gonna be used to charity or whatever.
Okay, you can read the cards now.
Last will, normal spell. If a monster on your side of the field was sent to the graveyard this turn, you can special summon one monster with an attack of 1500 or less from your deck once during this turn. Then shuffle your deck.
Well, here's the immediate problem. Sending a monster to the graveyard isn't hard.
It's not.
And so that's pretty much a free summon you're getting. The restriction on it is laughable at best.
Yeah.
Both condition and restriction are too easy to work with. It's a free summon.
It's a free Dark Law.
Basically, yeah, because you could make Make Shadow Mist.
Shadow Mist, and with Shadow Mist get Moth Chains, with Moth Chains get Dark Law.
Exactly. And well,
It's
that's
free Dark Law.
Dark Law is free. He just really hates Stinky Winky. That's all. Sorry. Nobody will get this, and we're gonna keep it that way. Check out AI Dungeon.
Yeah, it's one of your earlier streams, right? From AI Dungeon. So,
Yeah, so
people who have watched everything from you do get it.
So no one.
Okay, fair.
Anyway, from Last Will.
Gosh, that's suicide by words.
From Last Will, we're going to Mass Strifer. Continuous spell. Tribute one monster on your side of the field to inflict 400 points of damage to your opponent's life points.
Okay, well, that's... okay.
If your deck has mild looping, you're gonna FTK.
Yeah, that's very easy.
Yep. You have to consider that even with a card like Cannon Soldier, which you still need to... does the same thing, but you still need to summon it. It is still possible. I think this card would only increase that problem.
Okay.
So...
Metamorphosis.
Yeah. Okay.
Is... yeah, I mean, it was very obvious that it should be banned.
Yeah.
Metamorphosis is a normal spell. And you can tribute one monster, then special summon one fusion monster from your extra deck with the same level as the tributed monster. So that's fusion without cost.
It's fusion on cheap cost, because tributing a monster is actually cost, Firespark.
Yeah, okay, but I mean, like, without the fusion conditions, the normal fusion materials, fusion conditions, and fusion spells, whatever.
With the... It's a lot cheaper. You go from needing a minimal of 3 cards to needing 2.
Yeah.
There are downsides to this card, but they weren't significant enough to warrant having access to all the powerful fusion monsters in the game. Except the ones that could only be summoned by fusion summon. That is its one downside, it's not fusion summon. So, yeah. Just easy access to fusion monsters. Maybe limited. See what it does.
Well, I think it should stay banned.
I mean, that's a very fair opinion.
TCG.
Then we're moving on to one of Jaden's favorite cards, Mirage of Nightmare. He actually did play this in the show.
Okay.
Once per turn, during your opponent's standby phase, draw until you have 4 cards in your hand. If you do, during your next standby phase after that, randomly discard the same number of cards you drew, or your entire hand if you do not have enough cards. Use up all your resources in your own turn, play Mirage, get 4 cards for your opponent's turn, get rid of this somehow. 4 cards.
Yeah, refresh hand. Very easily.
Yeah,
so...
even if you go through with the negative part of this, you're setting up your graveyard. So it's either draw 4 cards and then get rid of it, or draw 4 cards and send them all to the graveyard for that nice bonus of set up graveyard.
So should stay banned or can get rid of it?
Definitely. It lets you just cycle through your deck a lot faster. That's all.
Yeah.
And your opponent is gonna want to get rid of it during your turn, not during their own, because otherwise, you have those 4 cards.
So I was looking for Yu-Gi-Oh on the thing on Twitter, and here it says Yu-Gi-Oh TCG, and it's the Konami Digital Entertainment Inc.'s official Twitter for the Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game international sensation. I don't know if that's what I should have.
Yeah, I think it's Yu-Gi-Oh TCG. That is it.
I mean, there's also Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game Konami Europe, and just Yu-Gi-Oh and a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, no, I think this one is it.
Okay. Well, painful choice. I think it was my turn to read.
Yeah, I think so. It is your turn to read.
Yeah. Painful choice. Normal spell. Select 5 cards from your deck and show them to your opponent. Your opponent selects one card among them, add that card to your hand, and discard the remaining cards to the graveyard. Okay, immediate graveyard effect, and get a new card. Like, that's
Yeah.
pretty.
And it doesn't say you have to pick different cards either. So you can just pick 3 of the same one.
Exactly. So that's higher chance of getting card you want.
Well, your opponent is picking, so if you really want it, you're probably not getting it. But your opponent's is gonna end up picking between 2 poisons.
Yeah.
Either that or between 5 graveyard setups.
Exactly. So it's gonna be really.
Let's keep
So
this
I don't.
banned.
Yeah, let's keep it banned.
Well, because the title of the video is going to be banned spells / traps, I gotta read this. Pot of Greed. Normal spell, draw 2 cards. Just to keep it short, because we did cover this before, there's no reason not to run free. Farspark, no reason not to run free.
There might be other spells you want, or traps, or monsters.
But you can draw those with Pot of Greed. There's one reason not to run it.
That is very true.
There's one reason currently to not run it at free, and that's the fact that it's forbidden. I mean, it's true.
I mean, it is true.
So it's your turn.
Yay. Your move. Premature Burial.
Okay.
Icon. What is an icon? Oh no, icon equip spell. That's what it is. Okay. NVM. Premature Burial. Equip spell. Activate this card by paying 800 LP. Then target one monster in your graveyard. Special summon the target in attack position and equip it with this card. When this card is destroyed, destroy the equipped monster. So this is an equipped card that you can activate before equipping it.
What?
That's weird.
Right? Yeah, but there exists more of these kind of cards. The real problem is the fact that it doesn't destroy the equipped monster when it's returned to the hand.
Oh yeah, it's only when it's destroyed, so not when it leaves the field.
Yep, so bouncing this back to the hand, and the fact that there's no once per turn clause on this meant you could keep reviving if you have that option.
5 monsters with the same clause.
What?
You can get 5 monsters on the field, all with this card, by bouncing it.
Okay, so yeah, that's a simple one. It should stay banned because it's too loopable.
Yep.
Rank up magic. Argent Chaos Force. I was so sad that they banned this card. It's a normal spell that lets you target one rank 5 or higher Xyz monster you control. Especially when you actually like one number C or Chaos Xyz monster, or CXyz, which stands for Chaos, monster that is one rank higher than that monster you control by using it as the Xyz material. The special summon is treated as Xyz materials are transferred. When a rank 5 or higher Xyz monsters are special summoned to your side of the field while this card's in your graveyard, you can add this card from your graveyard to your hand. You can only use this effect once per duel. Now, the big problem with this was, if I remember right, you could easily combo this with Utopic Zexal to get it more easily get it on the field for cheap. And Utopic Zexal is pretty fucking broken.
Well, I'm gonna tweet real quick to Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG.
It's just tweeting mid-vid.
Just let me tweet. Maybe they'll react during the stream so we can have more, like,
more to say on Heavy Storm.
Yeah, Heavy Storm. Hashtag unban Heavy Storm.
Meanwhile, I'm just going to look up Utopic Zexal if I can ever find it. Yeah, number S.
Unban Heavy Storm. Boom.
Okay.
I tweeted it.
You can also summon this card by discarding a rank up normal spell card, then using a Utopia monster you control as Xyz material transfers materials. This Xyz cannot be negated. When Xyz summoned, your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated. Gains 1000 attack and defense for each material. Detach one material during your opponent's turn. Your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated this turn. Honestly,
wait, what?
That's
Which
the card.
Which card are we looking at now?
This is number S0, Utopic Zexal, which is what I believe to be the reason Argent Chaos Force was banned.
Oh,
Because
okay.
you could easily make Utopia the Lightning, and if you see summon that, you could get this back from the graveyard and make Utopic Zexal. And Utopic Zexal straight up says your opponent can't play.
Well done.
Having such easy access to any card that says that, it's not good. But I think unban Argent Chaos and ban Utopic Zexal. Give the gimmick puppet players their rank up magic back. Because this is legit one of the better rank up magics. Which is pretty sad, but still.
Okay, well. Next card or not?
Next card.
Sky Striker Mobilize. Engage. It's a normal spell. If you control no monsters in your main monster zone, add one Sky Striker card from your deck to your hand, except Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. Then, if you have 3 or more spells in your graveyard, you can draw one card. Okay, so it's adding a monster to your hand, plus
No, not monster.
you can draw.
Card.
Oh, the one card? Oh yeah, one card. Add a card to your hand of your own choice, and draw one card. So that's gaining 2 cards.
Plus the fact that this is in a deck that could recycle the crap out of it.
Oh well, shit.
Yep.
Then yeah, I think it should stay banned. Or maybe.
I've seen somebody go from like empty hands. They drew this, and went to 4 cards by the end of it. By the end of their combo. So no thanks. Keep this banned, please.
Yes. Please do keep this banned.
Because Sky Strike was also played in like everything for a while, so you know, kind of glad that it's gone.
Well, it's your move.
Well, I played a Smoke Grenade of the Thief. It's an equip spell that when this card is destroyed by a card effect, while equipped to a monster, I can look at my opponent's hand and discard one card from their hand. This is another confiscation problem.
Yeah.
There came an easier way recently with Infernoble Knights, I believe, to destroy this and recycle it, which is why it's just recently on the latest list gotten banned.
Okay, so it should stay banned?
Should stay banned. It just got banned. It's kind of weird to unban it right away.
Well, maybe if it were a mistake. Like Stratos.
Anyway, it's your turn.
Yes. Snatch Steal, an equip spell. Equip only to a monster your opponent controls. Take control of the equipped monster. During each of your opponent's standby phases, they gain 1000 life points.
2
Okay?
red medicines in one card, but for your opponent. It's
Yeah,
so stupid. Come on.
Yeah, well, why would you do that?
Bad guy. No. Okay, so this is another change of heart problem. It is a free, easy steal. I would say this one is even better than change, just because you can keep the monster for a longer time as well.
Yeah.
Which is, you're not going to do that, because if your opponent gets rid of the snatch steal, they get back their monster, but still.
Okay.
Yeah, so free stealing is not a good idea. Oh, here we go. One of the Soul Charge. Target a normal spell. Target any number of monsters in your graveyard. Special summon them. Lose 1000 life points for each monster. And you can unconduct your battle phase turn. You activate this card.
And you can only activate 1 Soul Charge per turn.
Yeah, and only 1 per turn. So reviving 5 monsters at once was a bad idea? Huh?
Is it though?
So, no. Reviving 5 monsters at once is fucking overpowered. And, well, the fact that this card straight up allows that. It allows you to come back from literally being about to lose. Just because you can feel it fulfilled again. They did cleverly word this. I'll give them that they say lose 1000 life points and not say take damage. If it was take damage, it would have been even worse. Because there are enough cards that can either flip the damage or can turn it to life points.
Yeah, but this is not. Yeah, this is not take damage, so it's
your life
not
points
those card effects.
Decrease as if you hate them basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's keep that banned.
Let's keep that banned. My move. I play Spellbook of Judgment. This is a quick play spell, and during the end phase of the turn that this card was activated, I can add spell cards from my deck to my hand, except Spellbook of Judgment, up to the number of spell cards activated after this card's resolution, and then I can special summon from my deck one spellcaster type monster whose level is less than or equal to the number of cards I added to my hand by this effect. And I can only activate one Book of Judgment per turn.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I am not too sure why this card got banned. I am assuming spellbooks had a big combo with this. And the
I
fact that
suppose.
spellbooks, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the only thing I can come up with. To be fair, it does refill your hand instantly. You used 5 spells this turn. Here are 4 back, because one of them was Judgment, of course. And spellbooks like to activate spells, so
Okay. So keep it banned?
so let's keep it banned.
Okay. Well,
Searching 4 cards is
move.
never a good idea.
It is your move.
Hey, Firespark, does that grass look greener to you?
I mean, a bit.
Yeah, these are the greener days for 60 card decks. If you have more cards in your deck than your opponent does, send from the top of your deck to the graveyard. So you have the same number of cards in your deck as your opponent.
So if you have a lot of graveyard effects, those are activated very soon.
But the coincidence, the people that played this card had like a ton of graveyard effects and a ton of cards that vanished from the graveyard to get summoned. What the fuck?
Whoa, I had no idea.
This was played like Lightsworn, Dinosaur, 50 other things.
Zombie kind of
Oh
shit?
yeah, zombies as well. It was such a mix mash of cards you'd think it never works, but it worked, and well, that grass
Keep it banned.
earned that spot because getting 20 cards in their graveyard ensured them the win.
So keep it banned.
Keep it. No, Firespark, we're not unbanning it.
Yeah, that's what I say. Keep it banned.
Anyway, it's your turn to read.
Yes. I play the Forceful Sentry, which is a normal spell, and with it I can look at my opponent's hand and select one card among them and return it to his or her deck, and the deck is then shuffled.
So we had Confiscation earlier, which at least allows your opponent to still have graveyard effects. Now, what if you had Confiscation, but your opponent wasn't allowed to use graveyard effects? That is the Forceful Sentry.
Yeah, it is. So keep it banned.
Keep this shit banned.
Okay, well that was the last spell. So we're
now,
going to the traps.
Yep. We're starting with the last turn. This is not the last turn of this amazing duel of only Vanguard. No. This card can only be activated during your opponent's turn when your life points are 1,000 or less. Select one monster on your side of the field and send all other cards in the field and in their respective owner's hands to the graveyards. After that, your opponent selects and special summons one monster from their deck in face-up attack position and attacks your selected monster. Any battle damage from this battle is treated as 0. The player whose monster remains alone on the field at the end phase of this turn wins the duel. Any other case results in a draw.
Okay, so this is like instant end, which is like not very allowed.
So, well, first of all, this only allows your opponent to summon from their main deck. If your opponent plays an extra deck focused deck, they're just
Screwed.
Yeah, basically. Also, what if I pick a card that can't be destroyed to battle or card effects?
Yeah, then opponent is being screwed.
Or if I have a graveyard effect that blows up my opponent's monster.
Yeah. Your opponent is taken from behind.
Oh yeah, definitely fucked in the ass.
Yeah.
If you get your life points down to 1,000 on your first turn, you can play this card before your opponent even has a chance to play.
Okay, it's my move. I play the trap card, Return from the Different Dimension, which is normal trap. I pay half my life points and special summon as much of my removed from play monsters as possible. And during the end phase, I remove from play all monsters that were special summoned by this effect. I end my turn, your move.
This is Dimension Fusion all over again. It's a little more expensive and more restrictive, but it's still a lot of monsters that you
Not
can summon.
enough.
So
It's
let's
not enough.
keep it banned.
Okay.
This just because summoning
Well,
everything
it's your move.
diminished is indeed bad. Royal Oppression. First work, that's oppression.
Yeah, oppression. Just like wearing a face mask.
Exactly. Either player can pay 800 life points to negate the special summon of a monster and or an effect that special summons a monster and destroy those cards. Now, this is a card that if you play a deck that doesn't special summon, so like Monarchs or something that don't particularly special summon their strong monsters, just more generate extra summons, you're very happy with this kind of card. If you play anything else, you're crying your eyeballs out because,
Yeah, so, yeah.
keep that shit banned. Being able to
Yeah,
being able to stop 9 summons without any real effort, no.
Okay. Well, I pressed the self-destruct button.
What does that do?
It's a normal trap, and I can only activate this card when my life points are lower than my opponent's life points, and the difference is 7,000 points or more. So basically, when you're almost winning flawlessly. And both the player's life points become 0 instantly, which means the duel ends in a draw.
Okay, so it's not that its effect per se that got it banned, because getting a draw isn't helping you win, unless you already won round 1 and you just go for a double tie afterwards, which means you win the match.
I mean, yeah. So
yeah, it's
yeah.
kind of the behavior that came along with this card was kind of toxic, because
Yeah.
there you are, you're playing your cards, and suddenly your opponent's like, I already won round 1, so fuck this duel.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it banned forever.
Keep that yeah. Destroy it.
I mean, you're allowed to keep it for
Destroy it!
No, you're allowed to keep
and trace down all copies of the card and destroy them all. Throw them on a large pile of fire.
Do we need to destroy every copy of Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 My Troubadour where that card was very important?
Yes.
Okay. As you wish. Anyway, first, did you know that I have a sixth sense?
I did not. Tell me about it.
With that sixth sense, I once sensed that you had a bottomless trap hole. Right as you drew it.
Oh yeah, that's Sixth Sense. Yeah, that was really weird.
It's now about the trap card Sixth Sense. It's a normal trap. Declare 2 numbers from 1 to 6. Then your opponent rolls a 6-sided die. And if the result is one of the numbers you declared, draw that many cards. Otherwise, send the number of cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard equal to the result. Okay, so declare 5 and 6, because there's no reason not to. Roll a 6-sided die and either get a graveyard setup or get a hand big enough to make anyone lose.
And you got a 1 in 3 chance of being right, because you declare 2 numbers from 1 to 6.
You declare 5 and 6, yes.
Basically, well, you can.
You can declare something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can also lick the sidewalk, but you're not gonna.
Yeah.
It's a bad decision, and so is declaring 1 through 4 on this. Unless you have an actual sixth sense and know that the dice is going to land on 4.
But anyway, you have a 1 in 3 chance that that this card turns out positively.
You're talking like graveyard setup isn't positive. You have the 1 in 1 chance this turns out positive for you. Either you set up your graveyard or you draw a lot of cards.
Yeah.
If there should have been a drawback on this. This was allowed for one format only, like for one ban list. It got abused to hell.
Yep.
So yeah, let's
Well,
move on, because there's no reason to beat around the
to not,
bush.
yeah.
Ban it.
Okay, Time Seal is a normal trap, and I skip the draw phase of my opponent's next turn, which is just a dick move and too powerful, so keep this shit banned.
If you can loop this, you can literally prevent your opponent from playing the game.
Yeah, indeed, keep
It's
this shit banned.
it's another Yadagarasu basically, which we covered in the last video.
Okay, well, your move.
Trap Dust Shoot. Activate only if your opponent has 4 more cards in their hand. Look at your opponent's hand, select 1 monster card, and return it to its owner's deck. This is just assisting like the Forceful Sentry. It is not necessarily as good, but it's not bad either.
So we can make it limited?
Well, I would say keep it banned because it's still something to reduce your opponent's hand, reduce their choices of play, and the fact that you're looking at your opponent's hand and picking what is going back, you can literally just be like, yeah, that card is going to be annoying. Fuck that.
Yeah, that is indeed. Okay, well, I play the Ultimate Offering, which is a continuous trap, and during my main phase... Wait. Oh yeah. During my main phase or my opponent's battle phase, I can pay 1 worth... I can pay 1 time worth of red medicine, and then immediately after the effect resolves, normal summoner set 1 monster.
Yeah, you see how the thing on the picture is red? That's red medicine.
Yeah, and it's like a really low cost summon.
It allows you to infinitely normal summon, which for
Practically,
some decks is okay, but for the deck, some decks it is. Oh, did you know that this? Oh, did you know this card does something on normal summon? And this one, and this.
Yeah, so
It is
keep that shit banned.
Yeah, it should stay banned because it also works during your opponent's battle phase, so you can really screw them over like this.
Okay. Well,
But I'll play.
I think this is the last card.
This is the last of the banned spell and trap cards. Wow.
Yeah.
We went through those a lot faster than we did last week.
Yeah, they were a lot less than the monsters.
Possibly. Anyway, Vanity's Emptiness. It's a continuous trap card, and neither player can special summon. But if a card is sent from the deck or field to my graveyard, I destroy this card. Good luck sending stuff to my graveyard when I'm, not allowing you to special summon.
Yeah.
Locking the other player out of special summons is bad in general. Because it blocks all their plays, basically. And if they don't have something to send to your graveyard or just a Mystical Space Typhoon, oops.
Oopsie daisy.
And most people's destruction engine is in monsters that they special summon. Not every deck is going to be hit as hard by this, but a lot of decks are, and that's why it's banned.
Yeah, and it's continuous, so keep it banned. Like, if it weren't continuous, I think you could...
You usually get rid of it on your own turn, which is the easy part, because you can get rid of it for yourself super easy. You just send the card to the graveyard. You fucking tribute summon!
Wait, what's this?
So yeah, that's all spells and traps. Do you want to continue on to the limited, or do you want to stop for now?
I mean, it's already been an hour, and the limited are, again, a lot.
A little less, it's 15% less than banned. And it seems like limited, it is more spells and traps.
Yeah. But I think... I don't know. I think... It's already been an hour, and I feel like another time might be better.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Oh, that's fine.
Yes, it's fine.
Yeah, but first I'm gonna look up a card that if Firespark sees it, he might crap his pants. Potion of an Old Man. Potion of. Okay, fucking hell. What is this called, old man? Of the old man. Poison, not potion. My bad. Poison of the
Poison.
old man. It's
What does it do?
activate one of these. It's a quick play spell. Activate one of these effects. Inflict 800 damage to your opponent, or gain 1,200 life points.
Oh shit! That's like the most powerful cast in all of Doom Monsters.
Yes, there's no cost or restriction on it. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, guys. Ending on that meme. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like you did. In 2 weeks, we are going to do the limited monsters, at least.
Well, maybe. No, wait. In 2 weeks. What date is it in 2 weeks? I believe in 2 weeks it's the 30th or 31st.
It's the
Isn't it?
30th.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be there in 2 weeks.
Ah,
At least, if I don't have COVID, I will not be there in 2 weeks.
let's just hope you don't get COVID, honestly.
Yeah, let's hope. But my mom is going to get tested tomorrow, and she thinks she's gonna be positive. So, and if she's positive, then I might become ill in the
Well, if
upcoming
she's
2 weeks.
positive and you live in the same house, you gotta stay at home anyway.
Yeah, but yeah, so
Yeah, you're not allowed to go out.
yeah, so
Obey
this is
quarantine
kinda.
rules.
So I'm gonna hope she's negative, but I've got a hard head in it, and I know that is Dunglish, but I like doing that.
Well, anyway, that was today's stream. Well, we'll see then if you're here in 2 weeks or not.
Yeah. So I'll keep you.
Yeah.
I'll
If Firespark isn't here, I might just move it to the week after because I would want to finish up the ban list first and then continue with regular archetype reviews.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good plan.
So yeah, hope everyone enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, and join the community Discord if you haven't already. I make announcement for when I stream because this was all streamed on Twitch. You could have interacted with us and told us you're fucking stupid. Clearly, red medicine is banned by law. You can find it in the U.S. law book.
What? Did anyone actually say that, or is that what you just made up?
That's what I just made up.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, see y'all next time. Bye bye. Oh, say bye as well.
Oh, bye.
Good.